Hey winners, good morning. Hope that you are doing well. And I am giving you knowledge about the Customs Act 1962. The act which was implemented from 1st February 1963. Before that, there was a Sea Customs Act 1934 was in operational. So guys, this act is very important to customs brokers, importers or exporters. So you must have knowledge about the Customs Act 1962 before doing customs clearance of the imported goods or export goods. So in the previous video, we have already seen sections from the chapter number 17 Miscellaneous. We have seen sections from 141 to section 154 AC in the chapter number 17 Miscellaneous of the Customs Act 1962. So guys, in this videos we are going to see from section number 155 to section number 161. So section 155 is protection of action taken under the Act. Section 156 is general power to make rules. Section 157 is general power to make regulations. Section 158 is provisions with respect to rules and regulations. Section 159 is rules, certain notifications and orders to be laid before Parliament. Section 159A, effect of amendments, etc. of rules, regulations, notifications or orders. Section 160, repeal and saving. Section 161, removal of difficulties. So these are the sections which we are going to see in detail in this video. So this is last chapter of the Customs Act 1962 Miscellaneous. So in the same section number 155 is protection of action taken under the Act. So in the same subsection 1, no suit, prosecution or other legal proceedings shall lie against the central government or any officer of the government or a local authority for anything which is done or intended to be done in good faith in pursuance of this act or the rules or regulations. Subsection 2. No proceedings other than a suit shall be commenced against the central government or any officer of the government or a local authority for anything purporting to be done in pursuance of this act without giving the central government or such officer a month previous notice in writing of the intended proceedings and of the cause thereof or after the expiration of 3 months from the accrual of such cause. So this is the section number 155, protection of action taken under the Act. Section 156 is general power to make rules. Section 156 general power to make rules. In the same subsection 1, without prejudice to any power to make rules contained anywhere in this act, the central government may make rules consistent with this act, generally to carry out the purposes of this act. Subsection 2. In particular and without prejudice to the generality of the foregoing power, such rules may provide for all or any of the following matters, namely, Clause A, the manner of determining the transaction value of the imported goods or export goods under subsection 1 of section 14. Clause B, the conditions subject to which accessories of and spare parts and maintenance and repairing implements for any article shall be chargeable at the same rate of duty as that article. Clause C, the due date, the manner of making deferred payment of duties, taxes, cesses or any other charges under the section 47 and section 51. Clause D. The detention and confiscation of goods, the importation of which is prohibited, and the conditions, if any, to be fulfilled before such detention and confiscation, and the information, notices and security to be given, and the evidence requisite for the purposes of such detention or confiscation, and the mode of verification of such evidence. Clause E. The reimbursement by an informant to any public officer of all expenses and damages incurred in respect of any detention of any goods made in on his information, and of any proceedings consequent on such detention. Clause F. The information required in respect of any goods mentioned in a shipping bill or bill of export which are not exported or which are exported and are afterwards re-landed. Clause G. The publication subject to such conditions as may be specified therein of names and other particulars of persons who have been found guilty of contravention or any of the provisions of this act or the rules. Clause H. The amount to be paid for compounding and the manner of compounding under subsection 3 of section 137. Clause I. The form, time limit, manner, circumstances, conditions, restrictions, and such other matters for carrying out the provisions of chapter 5AA. So, section 156, general power to make rules. Section 157 is general power to make regulations. So in the same, subsection 1, without prejudice to any power to make regulations contained elsewhere in this act, the board may make regulations consistent with this act and the rules generally to carry out the purposes of this act. Subsection 2, in particular and without prejudice to the generality of the foregoing power, such regulations may provide for all or any of the following matters, namely, Clause A. The form, any manner to deliver or present of a bill of entry, shipping bill, bill of export, arrival manifest or import manifest, import report, departure manifest or export manifest, export report, bill of transshipment, declaration of transshipment, boat note and bill of coastal goods. Clause AI. The manner of export of goods, relinquishment of title to the goods and abandoning them to the customs and destructions or rendering of goods commercially valueless in the presence of the proper officer under clause D of subsection 1 of section 26A. Clause AI. The form and manner of making application for a refund of duty under subsection 2 of section 26A. Clause AA. The form and manner in which an application for refund shall be made under section 27. Clause AB. The form, the particulars, the manner and the time of delivering the passenger and crew manifest for arrival and departure, and passenger name, record information, and the penalty for delay in delivering such information under section 30A and 41A. Clause B. The conditions subject to which the transshipment of all or any goods under subsection 3 of section 54, the transportation of all or any goods under section 56, and the removal of warehouse goods from one warehouse to another under section 67 may be allowed without payment of duty. Clause C. The conditions subject to which any manufacturing process or other operations may be carried on in a warehouse under section 65. Clause D. The time and manner of finalization of provisional assessment. Clause E. The manner of conducting pre-notice consultation. Clause F. The circumstances under which and the manner in which supplementary notice may be issued. Clause G. The form and manner in which an application for advance ruling or appeal shall be made and the procedure for the authority under chapter 5B. Clause H. The manner of clearance or removal of imported or export goods. Clause I. The documents to be furnished in relation to imported goods. Clause J. The conditions, restrictions, and the manner of making deposits in electronic cash ledger, the utilization and the refund therefrom and the manner of maintaining such ledger. Clause JA, the manner of maintaining electronic duty credit ledger, making payment from such ledger, transfer of duty credit from ledger of one person to the ledger of the another, and the conditions, restrictions, and time limit relating thereto. Clause K, the manner of conducting audit. Clause KA, the manner of authentication and the time limit for such authentication, the document or information to be furnished, and the manner of submitting such document or information, and the time limit for such submission, the form and manner of furnishing such alternatives, means of identification, and time limit for furnishing such identification, person or class of person to be exempted, and conditions subject to which suspension may be made under chapter 12p. Clause L, the goods for controlled delivery and the manner thereof. Clause M, the measure and separate procedure or documentation for a class of importer or exporter or categories of goods or on the basis of the modes of transport of goods. Clause N, the form and manner, the time limit and the restrictions and the conditions for amendment of any document under section 149. So this one is also very important section in the Customs Act 1962, chapter 17, Miscellaneous, section 157. General power to make regulations. Now the section 158 provisions with respect to rules and regulations. Section 158 is provisions with respect to rules and regulations. In the same, subsection 1 is all rules and regulations made under this act shall be published in the official gazette. Subsection 2, any rule or regulation which the central government or the board is empowered to make under this act may provide. Clause first, for the levy of fees in respect of applications, amendment of documents, furnishing of duplicates of documents, issue of certificates, and supply of statistics, and for rendering of any services by officers of customs under this act. Subclause second, that any person who contravenes any provisions of a rule or regulation or abets such contravention or who fails to comply with any provision of rule or regulation with which it was his duty to comply shall be liable to a penalty which may extend to 2 lakh rupees. Okay, so there is a penalty up to 2 lakh rupees for contravention of any provisions of rules or regulations. So you have to understand this very thoroughly, that there is a fine up to 2 lakh rupees if you contravene the provisions of rules or regulations. So now the next section is section 159, and the section is rules, certain notifications and orders to be laid before Parliament. So this is the section number 159. Every rule or regulation made under this act, every notification issued under sections 11, 11b, 11h, 11i, 11k, 11n, section 14, section 25, section 28a, section 43, section 466, section 69, section 70, section 74, section 75, section 76, section 98, section 98a, section 101, section 123. Every order made under subsection 2 of section 25, other than an order relating to goods of strategic, secret, individual or personal nature, shall be laid as soon as may be after it is made or issued before each House of Parliament while it is in session for a total period of 30 days, which may be comprised in one session or the successive sessions aforesaid. Both houses agree in making any modification in the rule or regulation or notification or order, or both houses agree that the rule or regulation should not be made, or notification or order should not be issued or made, the rule or regulation or notification or order shall be thereunder have effect only in such modified form, and or be of no effect as the case may be. So, however, that any such modification or annulment shall be without prejudice to the validity of anything previously done under that rule or regulation or notification or order. So, section 159 is rules, certain notifications and orders to be laid before Parliament. So, section 159 is rules, certain notifications and orders to be laid before Parliament. Section 159A, effect of documents, etc., of rules, regulations, notifications or orders. Section 159A, effect of document, effect of amendments, etc., of rules, regulations, notifications or orders. Where any rule, regulation, notification or order made or issued under this Act, or any notification or order issued under such rule or regulation is amended, repealed, superseded or rescinded, then, unless a different intention appears, such amendment, repeal, supersession or rescinding shall not, clause A, reveal anything not in force or existing at the time at which the amendment, repeal, supersession or rescinding takes effect, or clause B, affect the previous operation of any rule, regulation, notification or order so amended, repealed, superseded or rescinded, or anything duly done or suffered thereunder. Or clause C, affect any right, privilege, obligation or liability acquired, accrued or incurred under any rule, regulation, notification or order so amended, repealed, superseded or rescinded. Or clause D, affect any penalty, forfeited or punishment incurred in respect of any offence committed under the or in violation of any rule, regulations, notification or order so amended, repealed, superseded or rescinded. Or clause E, effect any investigation, legal proceedings or remedy in respect of any such right, privilege, obligation, liability, penalty, forfeiture or punishment as aforesaid. And any such investigation, legal proceedings or remedy may be instituted, continued or imposed, or any such penalty, forfeiture or punishment may be imposed as if the rule, regulation, notification or order as the case may be had not been amended, repealed, superseded or rescinded. So this one is also very important section, section 159A, effect of amendments, etc., of rules, regulation, notifications or orders. Now the section number 60, repeal and saving. In the same subsection 1, the enactments specified in the schedule are hereby repealed to the extent mentioned in the fourth column thereof. Subsection 2, in the Indian Tariff Act 32 of 1934, clause A, for section 2 the following section shall be substituted, namely, duties specified in the schedules to be levied, the rate at which duties of customs shall be levied under the Customs Act 1962 are specified in the first and second schedules. Clause B, sections 5 and 6 shall stand repealed. Subsection 3, notwithstanding the repeal of any enactment by this section, clause A, any notification, rule, regulation, order or notice issued, or any appointment or declaration made, or any license, permission or exemption granted for any assessment made, confiscation, adjudge, or any duty levied, or any penalty for fine imposed or failed to carry, cancellation or discharge of any bond order, or any other thing done or any other action taken under any repeal enactment shall, so far as it is not inconsistent with the provisions of this Act, deemed to have been done or taken under the corresponding provision of this Act. Clause B, any document referring to any enactment hereby repealed shall be construed as referring to this Act or to the corresponding provisions of this Act. Subsection 4, this Act shall apply to all goods which are subject to the control of customs at the commencement of this Act, notwithstanding that the goods were imported before such commencement. Subsection 5, where the period prescribed for any application, appeal, revision or other proceedings under any repealed enactment had expired on or before the commencement of this Act, Nothing in this act shall be construed as enabling any such application, appeal or revision to be made or procedure to be instituted under this act by reason only of the fact that a longer period therefore is prescribed or provision is made for extension of time in suitable cases by the appropriate authority. Subsection 6. The provisions of section 65 shall apply to goods warehoused before the commencement of this act if the operations permissible under that section were carried on after such commencement. Subsection 7. Any duty penalty payable under any repealed enactment may be recovered in a manner provided under this act, but without prejudice to any action already taken for the recovery of any such duty or penalty under the repealed enactment. Subsection 8. The mention of particular matters in subsection 4, 5, 6 and 7 shall not be held to prejudice or affect the general application of section 6 of the General Clauses Act 1897, 10 of 1897 with regard to the effect of repeals. Subsection 9. Nothing in this act shall affect any law for the time being in force relating to the constitution and powers of any port authority in a major port as defined in the Indian Port Act 1908, 15 of 1908. So section 160 is repeal and savings. Section 160 is repeal and savings. Section 161 is removal of difficulties. Section 161 is removal of difficulties. In the same, if any difficulty arises in giving effect to the provisions of this act, particularly in relation to the transition from the enactments repealed by this act to the provisions of this act, the central government may, by general or special order, do anything not inconsistent with such provisions which appears to be necessary or expedient to the purposes of removing the difficulty. So this one is also very important section 161, removal of difficulties. Now all these sections we have seen, and this was the last section of the Customs Act 1962, section 161, very removal of difficulties. So guys, we have seen all the sections of the Customs Act 1962 from section 1 to section 161. You can visit to my YouTube channel Learn with Pangai Shande, and in the same you will find a playlist of the Customs Act 1962. In the same, all the videos of the Customs Act 1962 has been uploaded. So watch all the videos to gain knowledge about the Customs Act 1962. If you are a working professional, we don't have that much time to read the books. So I have created all these videos for you guys to give you knowledge about the Customs Act 1962. This was the last video of the Customs Act 1962, and upcoming videos will be related to rules and regulations of the customs for imported goods or export goods. So don't forget to subscribe my channel and always be a learner and always expand your knowledge. So guys, thank you for watching my videos till the end. We'll meet you again in the next video with another topic, another rules and regulations of the customs. So once again, thank you.